How can we help? How can Americans who want to help?
You have to get the word out, show people what's happened. Yeah, you need to. Your voice is the biggest help.
I made the decision in November on my first trip not to visit the kibbutzim, not to visit the massacre sites, because I felt it was inappropriate. Who are we to go traipse through the rubble that used to be somebody's home when these people themselves can't go back to their homes? Can you imagine how difficult it must be for a victim of October 7th to watch on social media and on the news as somebody is walking through their house, touring it like it's a Holocaust museum? That seemed wrong to me. It seemed wrong to turn these people and their lives into animals in the zoo. And so I didn't go. But then I came back to Denver. And in Denver, I met people, if you want to call them people, who denied the fact that the atrocities of October 7th even took place. It's one thing to have Holocaust deniers. It's one thing to deny something that happened so many years ago. But to deny the atrocities of October 7th, to say that that's all Israeli propaganda and it never took place, after hearing that, I decided if I had a chance to go back, I would. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I had a chance to go. Because those are sights I'll never unsee. I will be able to tell the world, to all of you watching right now, and be able to show you the footage I took, but more importantly, be able to share the experience of what it was like to smell the fire 5 months later, to see what used to be homes, and to know where so many of our brothers and sisters were brutally murdered in their own homes. I can now tell the world that I saw it, I felt it, I smelt it.
There was one in this house, and one of the members that was on the team, he was on his way to his parents' house that lived in this house. And he couldn't get to his mother, heard his mother screaming for help from here, that his parents were murdered in this house. We'll walk around. So really, they came in through here and to the others. Going into the kibbutz, it's just random. One house yes, one house no. We won't have time to go through those, but I want us to just walk around, and then we'll go back to the car, and we'll ride through the area. We had terrorists here. The army fought here for 3 days. Some members were only evacuated after 2 days, but there were thousands of bodies strewn, and it was still hot. So all the markings.
You can still smell the fire.
The fire, 5 months after, you still, it
goes in there.
Yeah, we just used to it.
I think that's what they told me.
It was grey from all the smoke, the whole kibbutz, it just didn't look like our kibbutz. And, we've been tidying up. This is tidy.
Wow.
What are the numbers you see on the buildings?
To make it easier for Zaka and, the army, that numbers, the 419, or the 506. 419 we found on all the houses. The 506, you got 5061, 5062. It's the numbered houses on the maps, so they know who lives in. We got a map out here to find. And then you got Zaka, and then you got all the different teams to come in, and because they booby trapped some houses. Like I said, they fought here for 3 days. Terrorists were still hiding, and they booby trapped a lot of places. Just over a month ago, we still found a hand grenade in one of the houses. So it was each army team that came through and did their check, and
So that signifies that they did their check.
yeah. We believed in peace. We always believed that there might still be a chance at peace for them, but I think today it's questionable. We realized after what happened on that day.
Questionable, or do you think most people feel like it's impossible?
Impossible. Most of us feel impossible because you just, after you knew what happened, we had over 700 terrorists in our kibbutz. We knew we were targeted due to the amount of people came in, but the amount of civilians children. And the jubilee of, there's the citizens, running around enjoying, watching them brutally kill it,
And participating.
Not just that, if you know that Hamas took over Gaza in 2006, their young children and their summer camps, it was learning how to kill Jews. That's their summer camps. We see in all the kindergartens, or rockets and dummy guns, and they're teaching the kids. They even have footage of it. They took footage of it. Those are the boys that were here. Those were the young men. Indoctrination of hate, genocide for the Jews. From there, these are the young men that we're killing here. So I don't think there's much hope. As long as until people believe that Hamas is a terrorist group. If this doesn't prove it, I don't know. The pro-Palestinians call it freedom fighters. You can't put freedom fighters in kidnapping babies and killing babies and raping women in the same word. Freedom doesn't come in the same word, I'm afraid. And Silva, I wanted to take you to her house. Her sons allow us to, you can go into her house. A lot of the houses we don't want to go in because we don't know what's going to collapse. It's not very safe. Even though, everything is burnt down. But we'll go into Vivian's house. Like I said, she was a crusader for women's rights. Worked alongside Muslims and Jewish women to build a future, learn how to live together, to build a future together.
You were saying, so how come they only found...
They found her body only 2 months after.
In the house?
Yeah. Bodies were burnt to a state that they couldn't identify. It took ages to identify bodies, and it took us over 2 months to bury, our members. The tiles explode because it's terracotta.
So just in the fire they crack off and fall?
The terrorists hid underneath the house. You got a little bit of a gap between, at the bottom of the house, and they just it came in with a tank, blew down, and then stampeded onto, somehow, I don't know how, they just ran over the house and buried all 10 terrorists. So now they were digging up their bodies now recently.
Are there houses that were not destroyed at all?
Well, quite a lot of houses that are okay, but nobody wants to move back and look at the ruins. Right next door to you, got a burnt house. There's very few neighborhoods that are okay. This is another neighborhood that took a big hit, and there was a house that there was 2 people that survived this house that was hit. It's all guarded off now because they started bulldozing down houses. 15 were killed in this house.
15?
15.
What are the demographics of the community in terms of ages?
Children, it's from, smaller, to the age of 18 till they go to the army. We've got about 250 kids. We're the biggest kibbutz in the area for, the demographic wise. At the school, it's always us that take up most of it, but you'll find a lot of the kibbutzes that don't have as many children. The classes are very small. We got big classes here. The biggest class is about 26.
A lot of young families.
A lot of young families, yeah.
And you said also multi-generations. You also grandparents.
Yeah.
How many people lived here before?
1,200.
1,000?
Yeah. So you can see, it's just random one house. It's like Russian, yeah. To your right, you can see it was a kindergarten that's completely ruined. Those the other 2 kindergartens to there are also ruined. We have a program on the Kibbutz where youngsters that finish the army that want to come work for a year to save money. This is the area where they live in, and a year before the army as well. this is, they come and volunteer. It's what, they do volunteer work, different kibbutzes or in different, organizations. And this is the area that they live in. And we were lucky that not many were killed because most of them went home for the weekend. There was only a few that stayed here, and where all our young, generation lives. It's, when you leave school, you get a little apartment until you're a soldier, and then, it works different. Then you get a little bigger apartment. We were lucky, not looking for Raza, where they basically, went through the young generation. Ours was saved. And that's our print shop. Our print shop is our biggest income. It's about
What is it?
Our print shop.
Remember we went to
Oh, that's right. I
Pantry
remember.
Packers. They explained
Yes.
that the cards
We do.
that they use for
Within
the
a week, they had to get them going again.
Within
we're all
10
printed
days we
here.
were back. Yeah.
And
We took buses in from the Dead Sea, but we've always, it's Israelis, if anything, are resilient. Get back to work. You have to. We can't not. All the wars we go through, you gotta get back and start working. We were back within 10 days working, and then back to the gardens, to agriculture, where to harvest. Folks, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Before we let you go,
Yes,
how can we help? How can Americans who want to help?
you have to get the word out, show people what's happened. Yeah, you need to. Your voice is the biggest help.
That's why we're here. Just hope people listen to us.
Well, it's the best we can
That's
do.
all we can do.
You coming over, showing your support is the biggest contribution. Thank you for your help in any way.
Well, thank you so much for showing us
And-
around. I know it wasn't easy, and